Account not spending your budget or it suddenly dropped, like for this fella right here. Everything seemed fine and then it suddenly dropped. Feels familiar? Well, this video might be for you. Check out if one of these 17 reasons could be your problem and how you can solve it. Account issues. This is important for new accounts, as sometimes Google can suspend your account due to many reasons. You should get either a warning or a notification. You might miss an email, but notification in the account is hard to miss. Your ads won't show up until the issues are resolved. Date ranges. Simple, yet some people miss it. If you don't see any impressions or clicks, just check your date range. By default, it shows 7 days or 30 last days, but some people set it to fix range, and when that range has passed, they don't see any data. What happens to the best of us? Campaign start or end dates. You can set a campaign start date or end date when creating it. Although not recommended, but people do have campaigns that are set to run for a specific period of time and then stop. You can't resume that campaign. And of course, if you will try to look at performance of such a stopped campaign, you might see nothing because it ended way before. Policy issues with your ads or assets. This one is a bit tricky as the campaign itself might be active, but some ads are not approved due to some policy issues. Check the status column. If you don't see it, enable it by clicking on columns in your ads view. Low ad strength. With search campaigns, also including responsive display ads, performance max, and app campaigns, you need to get your ad strength up. Even though your ads might show up with low ad strength, it might be significantly limited. The easiest way is just to add more creatives, headlines, or other assets. Google loves that. But remember, not take it too far. Average ad strength is more than enough. And you should fix things only if you see a significant limitation in impressions or clicks. Low bid. Google is an auction-based system. It still relies heavily on your bids. If your bids are too low, your ads won't serve. No matter how competitive the landscape is, there will always be a minimum bid. I know, it doesn't make any sense for a bid to be higher than 1 cent if there are no competitors. But that's how Google works. Usually you can see a notification in the status column informing that the bid is below the first page. This means that your keywords either not showing up or are lower in the search results, page 2 or further down the scroll. That's why I recommend at the start to increase the bids to get into higher positions, get a better CTR and some clicks. Afterwards, lower it down to your acceptable level. Low budget. You set the daily budget of each campaign. And if your keywords are highly competitive and your budget is low, daily budget is low, you might receive fewer impressions or none at all. My advice is to set the budget at least to about $20 and check the performance daily. Obviously, consult with your client or manager before increasing the budget. Don't be afraid to set higher bids and higher budgets to get things rolling, but check in daily. Your targeting is too narrow. This applies to all campaign types that need audience targeting, like YouTube, display, retargeting. If you narrow your audience too much, Google won't have anyone to show your ads to. My tip is to see the audience size while creating your campaigns. When selecting each audience on your right, you should see how much impressions are available. This should give you a good indication if you're too narrow. Overlapping keywords. This happens more often than you might think. You can't have the same keywords in different ad groups. They all compete in the same auction. That's why campaign and ad group structure is important, and I spend a lot of time talking about it in my book. With a good structure, you're safe from overlapping keywords. So don't neglect the keyword structure. Check your account and try to find same keywords in different ad groups. The easiest way to do is go to all campaigns and then go to keywords. You should see all the keywords within your account. Click on keywords column to sort them alphabetically. Pause the ones that are the same, but in different ad groups. The same goes for other targeting options such as display and YouTube. Don't create campaigns with overlapping audiences. Try to create audience as unique as possible for each campaign or ad group. Conversion tracking issues. This is valid for any campaign that uses automated bidding strategy to optimize towards conversions. If your conversions are set up incorrectly, Google will not have sufficient data to optimize your campaign, and you will be losing on potential impressions, clicks, or conversions. Check your conversions in the account and see if it shows any activity. The easiest way to check is to test it yourself. Replicate your conversion path and check if the activity changed, if it recorded conversion. You can even ask your friends to buy from you or sign up by clicking on the ad. This is the main part. And you can refund the money to them later. You will not only test the funnel itself and get feedback from actual users, even if it's your mom, but you will see if those conversions are recorded in your Google Ads account. Payment issue. Payment issues are quite common. I work with a lot of different countries and both credit cards and banks are different. Sometimes the payment is rejected by banks for unknown reasons. And sometimes Google just doesn't like some credit cards. Go to payment settings and check if everything is okay with your payment method. I also recommend adding a backup payment method. This way you will always know that your campaigns won't stop running. Low search volume, a classic one. Not all keywords are equal and Google is based on what users search. If they don't search for the keywords we have, your ads will not show up. Simple as that. You can add them into your account, but Google will tell you that these keywords have a low search volume. They might show up from time to time if the volume increases, but this is not the best way to get your business going. Check your keywords with Keyword Planner that you will find under Tools in your account. Remove all the low search volume keywords as they are not bringing any value and just making it harder for you to optimize your account. Negative keywords. This is also a very common reason, especially when several people are working on one account or the account was taken over from somebody like an agency or a freelancer. If your account is new, it's very unlikely that negative keywords can be the issue, unless you added them yourself. If negative keyword is added, and it's a keyword you want to bid on, it will prevent your ads from getting any impressions, especially if that keyword is added on the account level. Most common mistake is to add the word free as a negative. In some cases it's okay, but for e-commerce sites it depends. People might search for something like Best Buy free shipping. Your negative keyword free would prevent it from showing on search results and you would miss on conversions and impressions. Always check negative keyword lists to make sure that there's nothing that could prevent your ads from being displayed. Check your ad group level, campaign level, and account level negative keywords. Scheduling mistakes. Depending on your business, you might want to limit your ads, say on the weekends. And for that you use an ad schedule. And it's a great tool to optimize your spend because you're removing the days you don't work on. But sometimes people forget that they had it on, or in some cases they set it up incorrectly. When you add an ad schedule, you add a time and a day you want your ads to run, which means that if you don't add a specific time or day, your ads won't show up on that time. It can become confusing when you start adding different days and times, but if you notice some discrepancies, check the ad scheduling to make sure that your ads are running all the time or your created schedule is correct. Pending ad review. All new ads are reviewed, there are no exceptions. But the new accounts, it might take a while longer to get approved, so give it a bit of time. Also, some businesses advertise products or services that are in what I call gray area. For example, financial services or some drugs or gambling or other things. For that, Google might require you to get a special document and comply with some local regulations. This is why you might get longer times, since Google wants to make sure everything is fine. Usually it takes a few days, so just wait a bit and see what happens. Low ad rank. Well, this one is a bit tricky. Google uses ad rank to determine your ad's position and if it will be shown at all. To determine ad rank, Google looks at CTR, landing page, ad relevancy, keyword relevancy, bids, and etc. So when you write poor ads, your bids are low, and your landing page sucks, you will get a low ad rank and people probably won't see your ad. You can check how much impressions you are losing due to low ad rank. There's a column that is called Search Lost, Top Impression Share, Rank in the brackets. Add it to your campaigns or keywords to understand if this is what causing low impressions. There are several columns named similarly, they all mean the same, except they show your lost impressions either like top of the page or absolute top, but you'll get the idea of what is happening. When looking at your campaigns, find the ones that lose a lot of impressions due to ad rank. You will need to fix those campaigns. Increase CTR, rewrite ads, increase bids, maybe even increase the budget, check the landing page experience and see what else you can do on a landing page to increase the relevancy, speed, and other things Google deems important. Wrong bidding strategy. Very, very common these days as Google pushes their automated bidding strategies, especially Performance Max. You have to understand that most of these operate well when they have a lot of data. Most advertisers are fine with CPC bidding. If you switch or start with automated bidding strategy too soon, having little conversions, you might get either very expensive clicks or nothing at all. Google recommends a minimum of 30 conversions per month per campaign, but that is a minimum amount and not always works. I would suggest to aim for about at least 100 per month per campaign. You can and you should test different bidding strategies, but only when you have enough data to feed back to Google and help it optimize your campaigns. There you have it, 17 reasons why your account might not be spending and what you can do about it. If you had this problem, I hope one of the reasons helped you. If you find the video useful, please subscribe, as I have at least 2 new videos coming each week. Thank you for watching. Until next time.